Enchanté, motherfuckers! How's everybody? It's Friday night. Yay. I just got in from work. It was fairly insane. Let's just leave it at that. I lost one of my receipts with a credit card payment on it, and I never do that. And I was like having to dig through the trash to find it. It's been a busy night. We'll just let it subside, like the clouds passing through our mind, just witnessing them move on. But we're here for our extended weekend reading, I guess, from our Instagram post this morning. That was so awkward that I almost just stopped and like reset and started over, but fuck it, let's just keep going. We're here. We're doing it. Okay, so on Instagram, Liz_Taylor_Magick, I, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, write up a post for us, and then I come on here and do an extended talk about what I didn't write earlier in the day. So go follow me on Instagram, and while we're at it, just subscribe to this channel and like this video and comment if you will, and share it and do all the things that people do to spread goodness into the world. And the more actions I can get people to take on this video, it really helps my channel grow. I need to get 1,000 subscribers to monetize. So be part of my first 1,000 subscribers and my first 4,000 watch hours. All right, you guys, so we pulled, this is a doozy. I feel like for weeks we've been pulling these cards that are like, have fun, just keep going with it. Like, everything's unfolding, like the magic is surrounding you, you're manifesting. And it's not that this message is any different, but I think this message is speaking to any of us that are like, all right, like, when are things gonna feel different? Like, I feel different. I feel like a new person. My life certainly seems to keep like starting to like shift, but you know when you like, it's almost like a false start. Like if you start a car when it's like really cold out and you have to keep having to like turn the key to like get the engine to turn over. It's like we're just still in the I don't know how to make the sound of a car that won't start, but you know what I'm talking about, yeah, so we're in that phase, and it is, I'm with you. I'm just like, I'm ready to move on and move through this phase. But there's a lot of assurance that once Sagittarius season comes around, Jupiter, the influence of Jupiter will be a lot more pleasant and optimistic and expansive and like positive and fortunate and lucky. But right now we're still in brooding Scorpio season. And yes, it's like we're more dead than dead, and we're over the dead. So we're ready for the resurrection, and I'm with you. So our cards today from the Vintage Wisdom Oracle were Wisdom, followed by Playfulness. And then our tarot cards were the Chariot, followed by the King of Swords, followed by Three of Pentacles. And I don't know if these are kind of out of order, but this is like, it's like 1, 2, and 3. It's just that because of the camera being reversed, I like to hold them in the way that the pictures look when I'm looking down at the table looking at them. And so basically what I'm seeing here is I feel like see these characters here, this King and the Three of Pentacles, it looks really like the same character. And it looks like this character is just like fit to be tied. It's like, all right, I'm here. Like, I'm the king of the world. Like, I've arrived. Now what? And this person here, the Three of Pentacles, talks about collaborations and meeting people of like mind who share common interests and who can work well together and expand upon an idea. The Three of Pentacles talks about taking something that's begun in the physical world, seeds that have been planted and started to sprout, and the growth period that follows that, right? Expanding upon the first initial phase of completion. The threes in all the suits are sort of like base camp 1, first phase of completion, right? So we have these two characters, and I just feel like they're like, all right, it's like, this one here is the same one, right? But she's like, there's all this potential. There's all this opportunity. There's all this possibility. And yet it just feels like she's still waiting for like the pieces to come together. Like if everybody else could just get their shit together, like I know this thing could be really awesome. So whatever it is like that you're trying to manifest or make come true, if you're feeling frustrated that you're not really seeing results yet, sit tight. I think that is what wisdom and playfulness is about. It's like deep down under the surface, I think that your wiser self knows that things are changing and there are things happening under the surface, but it's just not unfolding in the way and in the time frame that you would like it to yet. The best thing we can do is take our mind off of whatever is frustrating us, because we don't want to be frustrated. We don't want to be focused on lack. That creates more chaos, more blocks, more stagnancy, it slows everything down even more, it creates more resistance. So better to get playful. And I mean, we've had so many other messages recently. I was just looking at some of the other cards around about taking that time to play, like not worrying, not focusing your mind on like heavy cares and concerns. Just refocus your attention and have some fun and surrender and radically surrender, because it could be just the thing is that there's timing at play. And we live in a world of time and space, in a material world where we do have to wait for like parts and pieces to come together and things to travel across time and space. Sometimes things are instant and it's magic, but many times, most of the time they're not. So a lot of times we are waiting on the universe to catch up with us, because we're really manifesting what we've put into motion, you know, in the recent past or even in the distant past, right? So the universe is just catching up with us, and it feels like just very impatient. Like these two are just like, all right, let's do this. Like this king, she's like out in her like throne in the forest, just calm. The King of Swords is very emotionally sober. They have wisdom, definitely logic. I think wisdom is a step outside of logic. It's like wisdom is logic, compassion, discernment. It's a lot of those virtues all combined with experience and your intuition. But the King of Swords is definitely very clear about the situation. The King of Swords is a strong leader, and knows what they want, and they're not overly emotional about things. They don't get like too triggered or bent out of shape either way. But it does feel like this person just has this attitude of like, what a waste. Like, why? Like, I really just want everything to kick off. Like, when are we gonna like start the party already is the feeling here. Meanwhile, we have the Chariot card, and it's like, where is this dude going? Like, everybody else is like either like looking straight ahead or like sort of like off to the future, and then like this guy is like running in the opposite direction, and it looks like even the horses are like looking out of the corner of their eye like, we don't know where he's going, we don't know what he's doing, why? And I feel like this energy is just like that playful kind of trickster energy right now that's like in the mix, that's keeping us on our toes. We don't really know how things are unfolding or playing out right now, but there is movement. We have been doing the work of learning how to govern these forces around us and within us, And we've learned, more about self-mastery and really setting our intentions and staying focused and following up with action on our internal guidance, and also like waiting when we need to wait and acting when we need to act. And so there more is going on than meets the eye, I believe. That's where the wisdom comes in. And it's like, just be playful. Just go have fun. Listen to that calmest, most secure voice, like deep down, that's telling you the confident thing, not the ego freaked out message. Because whether you're worried about a business or like a goal or something you want to create, or new like client possibilities or friends or romance or whatever, if it's not starting right now, it's not that weird, because of the season that we're in this like weird, crazy transitional period. Like, I mean, the zeitgeist has just been like, oh my God, this fall has been so crazy. I've just been through like the blender. I've been chewed up and spit out. Like, oh my God, this eclipse season, the last few weeks have been so heavy. And so everybody's feeling that, right? Everybody's had subconscious stuff coming up. And even if they're not into this kind of thing, even if they're not into astrology, even if they're not into light work or like doing the self-help, they're still being affected by it. It's like weather. So they don't know even what's happening. They're just like, oh, I'm like processing so much right now. So everybody's just a little overwhelmed. So take a chill pill. Try not to take anything too personally. Try not to get too worried about anything yet. Just put a pause on everything. Put a pin in it. Put your mind on something else. Go play. Do the things that nurture you. And don't be afraid, because I think that like the Chariot talks about being recognized, even, in a public way for your talents and skills. It's about like, this is about the hard work that you've put in is like paying off, but you have to keep at it. You can't suddenly drop the reins or the horses will go everywhere, right? So you need to keep a handle on the discipline that you've been creating. You need to keep your intentions strong. You need to keep your focus on positivity, on hopefulness, on taking action when you're guided to, on taking a rest when you're guided to, going and playing or doing whatever, or spending time, knocking out certain tasks and things that would help you get to your manifestation. But don't completely give up. Don't throw in the towel. It's really important that your heart doesn't give up too, because it's our desire and our passion in our heart that makes us magnetic. If that dies, if we just dwindle out and like the candle goes out, then we don't have any magnetism to draw anything to us, no matter how focused we are. So it's really important to keep your heart warm and open and excited, even in the face of frustration, even in the face of delayed results. Maybe it appears that nothing is paying off, that everything that you've done has been for nothing. But it's never for nothing. And it will pay off. And you will make progress. And I know I'm getting emotional right now, but I know how it feels. I know how it feels to work really hard and to put your heart and soul into things and feel like nothing's ever going to pan out. I know how it feels. But I don't think that is what the end is going to hold. I don't think that that's the end of the story. It's the end of the old story, that's for sure. That is the old story dying. And the new story that we're creating is the story that we're creating from this throne. The one where we're like, all right, well, I'm here now. And this is how it's going to be going forward. And I have what it takes. And even if no one else wants to join me, I'm still going to give it my best shot. And eventually there will be forward movement, but just don't give up on yourself. Stick with it, okay? I am going to take a shower and heat up some leftovers and try to be playful while doing it, and try to have the wisdom to not let my tiredness or my frustration make me feel down or hopeless even. Don't feel despair. Everything it's building. It's building towards something. It's just that it's that darkest moment before the dawn. And it's been a long year, and we've all been working really hard, and we've all made huge changes. And we're practically different people than we were last year. And maybe not a lot of people have witnessed it, but you know, and your angels know, and your spirit guides know, and all of your heavenly helpers know. And there are probably people close to you that have seen it and that recognize it, even if they don't tell you. Because everyone has their own bullshit, and sometimes they keep it to themselves and they withhold. I've had people like that in my life that probably think very highly of me, but they wouldn't tell me to save their life. They wouldn't want to give me the satisfaction. I've had people that won't even laugh at a funny joke because they don't want to give the satisfaction. So don't think that just because you don't think anybody has seen the efforts that you've put in that they've gone unnoticed. Someone appreciates it, someone notices, someone sees. And if not, I see you, and I believe in you, and I know that we're in this together, and we can all pray for each other, and we can keep showing up here and knowing that there are people out there around the world that feel the same. All right? I'm going to get off here before I talk in circles. Adios.